What's up, everybody? This is GreyMan here. How is everybody doing today? I hope everybody is well out there in YouTube land. Well, today we're going to discuss the 10 best canned foods and why. Now, this is going to be my opinion, of course, of the 10 best canned foods. What I want from you folks, as usual, is to things that I might miss or things that you might suggest that would be in your top 10 list in regards to canned goods, and possibly why. I like that interaction and that feedback and look forward to reading your comments. And as always, if you get any value from this video, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. I truly appreciate that. I laugh because I know someone out there is going to be like, no. Anyways, I wanted to put this together because me and Lady Grey the other night were talking about, where do we want to, what do we want to do with our prepper pantry and what canned goods should we focus on and stuff like that. And I said, that sounds like another great list for the channel. So here we are. Let's kind of dive into this. And the first one, I'm going to snicker a little bit, but the first one is going to be Spam. Some people love Spam, some people hate Spam. But all in all, Spam in itself is a nice long-term survival food. It's affordable. It's it's a decent quality canned meat, to be honest with you folks. It can be nutritious. It's packed with, let me see here, we got, fat, sodium, protein. I'm looking around to think of what else can I add to that. Enough nutrients to keep the body running during emergency. It can be eaten cold, right out of the can if you prefer, or you can fry it up with some eggs or whatnot, but you kind of get where I'm saying with this. So Spam is going to be number one on the list. I know some folks out there are going to be like, heck no, Grey, I do not want to eat Spam, but it's nice to have in your prepper pantry, man. I'm telling you, it'll come in handy. The things that you won't expect that you're going to eat during a survival situation or emergency situation might come in extremely handy. And canned meats in general are going to be beneficial to you, and Spam is just one of those staples. So moving on to number two is going to be canned stews. And I'm glancing over here because I do have my list up. People always wondering, like, what are you doing, Grey? I get my little bullet points up so I can kind of keep myself on track. But anyway, canned stews, man. They're easy to prepare. Usually you can find them on sale. They have the ingredients that kind of leaving you fairly satisfied when you cook them up. I don't know if you guys do Campbell's or if you guys do Progresso or whatever. What do you ever to choose from? Stews are just like that, especially in the wintertime. Being that we're headed towards the winter season, or we're already in winter for some folks, canned stews kind of just warm the belly, and they're just have a little bit of a nutritious in there, depending on what you decide the kind of stew that you want. And if you had to, you can technically eat them cold. So with most canned goods, you can kind of eat them cold. Not all, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them up there. And then just like I said, it'll warm you up. So moving on to number three, and number three is one of my favorites. And I know some people, my list is always going to be different than someone else's list, but number three is going to be canned tuna. You guys know I'm a fan of tuna. It's a protein-packed fish. That's all I can say. It's protein-packed fish, man. Has the essential fatty acids. It just makes a great survival food choice. Let me see. It can be eaten right out of the can. Let me see. You can add it to different things. You can add it to different foods and broths and things like that. We're going to get into that. Now, one suggestion is, from my research and from what I've done, and I've transitioned to this over time, is that getting tuna in oil versus water keeps the nutrients held in longer. So if you can get tuna in, let's say, in olive oil, it's going to concentrate those nutrients a bit longer than just in water. I think water kind of dilutes those nutrients over time. This is, like I said, from the research that I have done. But anyways, canned tuna. Some people say canned salmon. There's a few other things out there, but canned fish in general. But I'm kind of going with tuna because it's one of my favorites out there. But salmon is also another good one just because it's a nice fatty fish. The omega-3s, all that fun stuff like that. So very nutritious meal. And like I said, you can anything on this list you're going to be able to add together and mix into a nice little meal or whatnot. All right, so number four is we're going to move into canned chicken. You got canned chicken chunks, canned breast, all different types of canned chicken. And again, this is another protein-packed thing. Being that it's pre-cooked, if you had to and you couldn't heat it, you could just eat it right away. Now, I've noticed some people will heat up cans. Let's say they'll take a can of, let's say, pork and beans or whatnot, and they throw them on the campfire or whatnot. And sometimes that can be, there's pros and cons to that depending on what the can consists of and how things can leach into your food. So I just kind of want a little bit of a side note with that. But like I said, with the canned chicken, be it chunks or whatnot, however you want to do it. If it's shredded, you can mix that in with some, make a sandwich out of it if you want to. If you have some mayonnaise and bread, you can throw that together. But or just add it to some of your other canned goods, to kind of make up that meal. And we're going to kind of tie all this in together. Moving into number 5, which is broths, canned broths. There's people, I know my wife buys the boxes of the bone broth and stuff like that, but it's a kind of a lightweight nutritional meal, the bone broths and the canned broths in general, you know what I mean? But also one benefit to having canned broth, it does keep you hydrated, and also has the sodium content in there as well. And, like I said, depending on your health, if you're in a shift situation or survival situation, I'm assuming you're going to be more worried about eating and consuming foods versus your health, because some people state, well, hey, this is, high in this or high in sodium and so on and so forth. But I just like to throw that out there because I know there's some folks that be like, I can't eat certain foods because it has too much sodium, which I understand. But when you are starving or you're in that position, these things would come in handy. And like I said, they keep for a long time. And we'll talk at the end about canned goods and how to make sure, how to, I guess, get the most out of most you can out of canned goods. But there we go. Number 5 is broths. And like I said, with broths, you can add in some of that canned chicken or whatnot. You can add in some other different things. Moving on to number 6, what we can add to number 5 is canned vegetables. Some popular vegetables out there, probably, like diced tomatoes, green beans, corn, peas, carrots, and so on and so forth. And like I said, once you take those, you can kind of make your own stew. You have the canned vegetables, the broth, and you kind of mix it together and have yourself a hearty, nutritious meal. But number 6 is canned vegetables. And like I said, there's a variety of canned vegetables out there that you can add to your prepper pantry and keep those things stockpiled in the aspect of you never know when it's going to come in handy. Moving on to number 17. Grey, what are you talking about? What are you not enough coffee today, man? Number 7 is going to be canned beans. Canned beans, my friends. There's all types of different beans. You got red beans, you got black beans, kidney beans, you got all different types of beans. And beans can tolerate cold better than some other stuff out there. It's a good source of protein, a good source of fiber. What else? And just I know a lot of you guys have probably been on a camping trip and just had some good old-fashioned pork and beans with the little hot dogs in them and whatnot. But yeah, canned beans, and like I said, it's just very nutritious. Me personally, I love black beans. Being from Cuban descent, black beans is a staple in our household, and we use it with a lot of the foods that we cook. So we have a lot of black beans on set. Matter of fact, we have 5-gallon buckets filled with dried black beans, but we're talking about canned goods. Moving on to number 8, and you got to have, like I said, you got to look at the whole food pyramid. So number 8 is going to be canned fruits. There's all different types of canned fruits. You have, let me see, let me go. You have some of the simple stuff. I'm trying to think of like something that you would think of, because I want to think nutrition. You see, I know there's like canned oranges, canned mandarins. I think there's just about anything canned. You have the fruit cocktails, but that's a lot of heavy syrup. Some of them you can try to get the ones with light syrup or just canned in water. But there's apples, cherries. I don't think I've ever seen bananas. But there's a gambit of canned fruits. Here's a bonus to canned fruits. Once you consume the fruits, there's also that fruit juice. If it's syrup, I guess you can use that as well. But the liquid that's left inside the can, add that to your water and kind of give yourself a light kind of tasting, let me see, a fruit beverage, you can kind of say, you know what I mean, like a fruit juice, but on the lighter side because it's diluted with water. Better than just drinking it out of the can. If you dilute it with water, it kind of spices up the water if you're tired of just drinking constant water. So that'll kind of give you the water a little bit of flavor. Anyways, that's just my perspective. Moving on to number 9, and number 9, everybody should have these in their house right now as we speak. If you don't have these, I don't know what you are doing. But canned soups. Man, there's a lot of good canned soups out there. Most soups are, nutrient packed. They're very, very affordable. And I know people are like, well, it's going up in price. Yeah, get them while they're on sale. That's the best time to get these things. Again, these are things that have been pre-cooked, be it chicken noodle, be it, some chowder, all different kinds of different canned soups and stuff like that. And some people might want to say, the tomato paste is canned, but there's also tomato soup. that you can use to add as stock to other things that you want to cook. But canned soups, man, I know everybody has to have some. If you go to your prepper pantry right now, you got to have some canned soups in there. Everybody should. And again, being at wintertime, man, I love to have a nice bowl of warm soup. Or when you're feeling down or sick, you know, a little bit of that good old-fashioned chicken noodle soup, that would be nice to have. Stock that up, man. Can't beat that. And like I said, these are just nice little nutritious packed. I know some people, there's research out there that says you can't consume canned goods on a consistent basis. Now, that being said, I agree in a bit with that, but canned goods, along with, let's say, your freeze-dried foods, your garden vegetables, and all the other stuff that you have in your repertoire of preparedness food, you mix it all in there and it kind of gives everything a well-rounded situation for you. So moving on to number 10. Number 10, some people are going to say, I've never heard of that. And I bet you have. We just don't automatically think of it when it comes to it. But guess what number 10 is? Giving you guys a second? No, I'm just kidding. Number 10 is going to be canned rice. And you're like, rice, Gray? What do you mean rice? Like canned rice? Yes. So haven't you gone to the store, and believe it or not, over in Asian cultures and like in Japan and stuff like that, they have canned rice, canned white rice to be exact. And most of the time you'll find rice, like the mixed rice in like little Uncle Ben's bags and stuff like that. And sure, there's a nice to have too, and add those to your prepper pantry, why not? But you can find canned rice. Matter of fact, I'll throw a couple of them up right here as I stare at the screen when there's nothing there at the moment, but I'll throw a couple of cans in there. But there's like these seasoned rices, you know, Mexican rice, Spanish rice, wild rice. There's all different kinds of rices that are canned that have been pre-cooked and that are in cans. And basically, you guys know rice is a nice filler food. It has the carbohydrates, and depending if the type of rice that you prefer to eat, you know, have at it, you know what I mean? And then, of course, with the rice, you can add that to the bone broth with the canned vegetable, or the broth and the vegetables. So you take rice, vegetables, and broth, and then take a little bit of that chicken in there, and bam, we have a meal made out of canned goods. And that's prepping on a budget, man. Canned goods, find them on sale, find the buy one get ones. You know, look for deals. This is what I do to stockpile my pantry. Now, I guess I see a lot of people doing it. Maybe I'll do it too. I'll go out there and maybe I'll do a whole prepper haul kind of thing and show you guys kind of like what I, you know, buy once a month in regards to my canned goods. If you guys want to see that, please put that down in the comments. If you guys want to see what Gray buys at the grocery store in regards to his canned goods, or possibly some other things that I buy on a monthly basis for my pantry outside of what I buy for the home in general, let me know down in the comments. And real quick on the cans. So when you're buying canned goods, do yourself a favor. And we all know the expiration date is kind of a thing that we all pay attention to it, but here's the best thing you can do in regards to that. If you're looking in the canned good aisle, look at the expiration date. Try to find the cans with the furthest out expiration date, if that makes you feel more comfortable. Second, don't buy canned goods, because I'm pretty sure you guys have been there and they're on sale. You have dented cans or cans that just don't look right, the label's torn off. You don't want it to purchase those. Move along and buy something that's not dented or, you know, looks weird in any way or any rust or anything like that. You want the can in the best optimal condition as well, because the last thing you want to do is endanger your health when it comes to this stuff, especially right off the get-go when you're going to be adding this to your prepper pantry. Now, again, with the canned goods, is keep things in rotation. Buy things that you're going to consume, and maybe once a week take some of those things. Like I said, if you have canned vegetables, the canned broth, the canned chicken, and so on and so forth, just have a meal. Put yourself a meal together and make like a stew or something all together. Just put something out there, use those cans, and then keep them in rotation, and that will help keep things from getting too old and whatnot. But all in all, pay attention. If you see the can is dented or bloated, if it has a weird smell when you open to it or a weird color, those are the things that you need to keep an eye out for. Now, most of you folks probably know this, but there's a lot of new folks getting into the preparedness community, and hopefully they find some use out of this video, as well as some of you other folks that like to get refresher courses, per se, into that. Other than that, that's my top 10 canned goods and why I would choose those. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm being a bit repetitive at this point, so I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap this up. But look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow night, man. 10K giveaway and 10K giveaway, and the dogs are going nuts as I'm sitting here. Hopefully you guys can't hear them, but if you can, it is what it is. But we're going to be doing the 10K giveaway tomorrow night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got a lot of great gifts. As a matter of fact, it looks like I'm moving because I got so many boxes in here. So we're going to be giving those gifts away. I think I have 10 or 11 or so gifts. I think I went for 10, but we probably have a little bit more than that. And then we're going to move on to also the Super Chat of the Month giveaway as well. So that being said, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully you guys like it. Give me a thumbs up if you got some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, great. You guys know what I'm trying to say. If you get some value out of this content, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. So truly appreciate that. You guys have a great day. This is GreyMan. I'm out. God bless and stay safe.